Radiant's banned.
Hello and what is up everyone? This is your caster Hachi and this is game 5 between Team Liquid and Virtus Pro in the grand finals of the China Dota 2 Super Major. This is the last game of the tournament, the last game of the last major before TI, and we have the arguably two of the best teams in the world. Liquid, they haven't been on point as of recent, but of course there still are TI winners for this year. And going into TI 8, can they secure this big major win for them, as they haven't been doing too well again throughout this season? You know, they've been placing top, and they've secured their spot at TI, but nowhere near the dominance of Virtus Pro, as they've secured 3 ESLs and they've just been stomping their way through a lot of these tournaments. But they're not fully consistent. VP aren't winning everything. They are losing. But here at the China Dota 2 Super Major, both these teams meet in the grand finals and go out to all 5 games. And it has been a back and forth. In this game will be the decider. Virtus Pro starting with Skyrath Kunkka opening. Roger has been carrying the team off the back of this Skyrath mage.
Dyer's pick, Radiant's
but
pick.
Liquid actually opening with a very strong combo, but again, they're gonna pick their draft very early on, and so they're giving VP time to respond with this first pick Beastmaster into Visage. And one thing is, Kunkka is a pretty decent matchup against Visage mid, but with Team Liquid, they mainly play
5 seconds.
A Tomaman Visage in the safe lane, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. And they probably will pick a strong support to secure Matomaman's lane. And looking at the bans, Chen has been taken out along with the Io and Bane in terms of supports, and Leshrac as well. And surprisingly, Slark first ban, respecting Ramses, as Ramses just beat them in the last game with his Slark. And now, looking at what potential supports that Liquid can go for, you can see that Virtus Pro actually banned the Undying, but they're actually going to pick up Naga here. Fairly strong support in terms of base stats, having high armor, able to trade auto attacks with the enemy fairly well, and she moves fairly fast as well, and has a guaranteed net root disable.
10 seconds to
it will
go.
lock people down for kills potentially, as long as she has the damage to back her up. And you look at Virtus Pro, they're actually going to ban the Tinker here as well. Now, seeing the Visage first pick, they know that there's a potential Visage Tinker combo going, as that is what Liquid used to beat LGD yesterday. And with this third pick Disruptor for Virtus Pro, Solo's one of his signature heroes. They have very good reach and ganking potential. I mean, playing against Kunkka and Disruptor, it just feels like you can never run, right? Either way, you're getting brought back into the fight and you're forced into it. So it's kind of all in fight or die when playing against Disruptor Kunkka, and in addition there's a Skyrath mage adding some damage in as well. But with a fourth pick tied, this is somewhat of an unconventional pick, but I think the reason why Virtus Pro will go for this is against a Beastmaster, they kind of just want a hero that is going to tank. He's fairly good against Visage as well, able to tank through the familiars just a little bit, and they want a frontlining hero that just is not afraid of getting roared. They want to meet Liquid in with this kind of early aggressive push strategy that they have set up just with their first 2 picks, Beastmaster and Visage. Now, looking at Team Liquid, I think they just want a solid. I don't. For me, like Tidehunter, his weakness potentially is in the laning stage against certain matchups. So do they switch the Visage to mid, have Miracle play the
Dyer's
safe lane?
ban.
But for now, they're just gonna pick a safe support for Warlock. Now that is a hero that you're not gonna play aggressive with, but it's going to allow you to secure
Radiant's
farm.
ban.
I do not think they want to put the Warlock with the Visage. I think that's going to give too much space to whatever they're gonna be laning against. You know, it couldn't even be the Tide. It might be a Tidehunter in the safe lane. And they're gonna put Ramsey's heroes aggressive against Visage with the Skywrath Mage. We don't know
10
what
seconds
Virtus
to
Pro
go.
have in store for their last pick yet, and they're gonna ban the OD.
5 seconds.
It's gonna be a good hero overall in this game, having the Astral Imprisonment to save people from numerous spells on the side of Virtus Pro.
Radiant's pick.
It's gonna be Gyro ban for Team Liquid to close it off, and they will have to pick first here, and they're gonna reveal Miracle's hero, but
Dyer's pick.
oh, they're not wasting time. It's gonna be a
Templar
Templar
Assassin.
Assassin, so it's gonna be a TA mid against Kunkka, and they're kind of locking in their, I wouldn't say all in draft, but they're definitely kind of a little bit on a timing, as TA is a hero that falls off relatively hard, and Virtus Pro
10
have to know this.
seconds to
So
go.
do they want to just try to meet Liquid head on,
5
or they
seconds.
can kind of use this Tidehunter to just create space a little bit, allow Ramses to farm up on a strong late game hero, maybe like something like a PL this game. We haven't seen him play that too much. We'll see. They even showed that they're willing to play Medusa in one of their recent games. Sure, Ramses, what do they want? I mean, a Venomancer. If they want to meet Team Liquid head on, Venomancer would be an amazing pick in this game. But again, it would mean that their late game, is somewhat questionable. But
Team's
okay,
all set.
it's gonna be the
Take
Dusa
your
that I
pick.
said. I heard the snakes, and I'm like, I almost thought it was Venomancer for a second, but it will be that late game pick, as they see the timing window of Liquid's draft, and they know that if they take this late with the Medusa, there's no stopping them. And I'm sure if you guys watched LGD versus Virtus Pro, you've seen what Roger can do with this Skywrath Mage in the late game as well. So that's going to be the drafting phase concluded. And I mean, I can't really favor either side. I think if Team Liquid, they get off to a good start and they control the mid game, they get some ganks going and are able to secure map control, Dusa doesn't want to be involved for quite a while. Right? He wants to just be farming ancient stacks, hitting jungle creeps, pushing out waves until she gets online. So it's going to be a 4v5 fight more or less for Virtus Pro. But a little bit of the same can be said for TA. If she doesn't get off to the best start, TA also spends a lot of time just farming ancients, catching up in farm, getting her core items up, that Blink Dagger as well as Desolator. And then Roshan is also going to be a major factor in this game, as Liquid has an insanely fast Roshan taken lineup, while Virtus Pro have a very good draft at abusing Roshan Pit in terms of its terrain as a way to take team fights. Having the Kunkka, Disruptor, and the Tidehunter with big AoE spells that they can just throw in and contest Roche as long as they are in the area. And so they will be going for that Tidehunter safe lane, as I mentioned.
30 seconds to go.
And have the Medusa and Sky go to the off lane. And this is actually a fairly strong duo. They have decent range between the both of them, able to shoot some arcane bolts and pile out harass, as Visage isn't a very strong laner at level 1. The thing is, as Visage levels up with a potential support rotation, I don't know if they're going to go that route, because I don't think rotating Warlock the top lane will do much, but there is the potential for Matoma Man and GH to turn around and get kills here. As you can see, how much damage they're already doing to Roger because he takes the minus armor from the Riptide, you know, sitting on -4 armor. That's definitely going to suck for him there. They even had the Blightstone purchased by Matoma Man, and you can see there, you know, as long as he stays far back and spams his damage, he's going to be annoying. But if he ever gets caught out, specifically with Ensnare, there's definitely kill potential on him. It's all about hitting level 2 for Team Liquid, however, because level 1, you know, they can do harass, but it's unlikely that they're going to actually be able to get a kill. And then this mid matchup should actually be fairly even. Usually TA is like favored against melees, but for most melee heroes, you can't really just look at that, as Kunkka has fairly good lane control. Ooh, they actually get first blood level 1 with the Orb of Venom as well as the Blightstone. Duso is too slow to get away, as sitting at a 278 move speed. Okay, I said that they would be able to get kills at level 1, but apparently, oh, I underestimated their damage output, and Ramsey is also as well. Aga did fall low, and he's going to salve up. And Roger are going to start to pile in the harassment. That's going to be a major victory for them, and they might just lose Roger here as well. And they will. And that's what they needed to avoid at all costs. The fact that they gave that first blood to Liquid, it wasn't necessarily the gold that was the problem there. I mean, it kind of sucks giving away first blood gold, but it's the fact that they got the experience to hit level 2 first, and they were so deadly at level 2. However, the lane is going to slightly push with that 2 kills happening, and so we're going to have Naga pulling the lane back. Roger going to go intercept. He will successfully do so. On the top lane, My Control and Kuroki, they were playing very aggressive against Pasha and Solo. Kuroki even tossing the Fatal Bonds there onto Pasha, and he's sitting on a lot of regen. I got the quadruple Mango Tango. I don't see that too often. But it is Tide Hunter, so he doesn't really want to go Stout Shield. Miracle is going even so far with the Kunkka, as I mentioned. Really, Kunkka can match up fairly well against the TA, especially early on, having, you know, decent damage with the Quelling Blade, and also Naga going down bottom. Oh, she's gonna TP back in. I don't know how that happened. Just watching the mid matchup. Alright, I need to be on point catching these kills as Tide Hunter is falling low top. Kuroki piling in some auto attacks, but he will get away, and he's sitting super low. He doesn't want to use his mangoes because he still wants to, you know, have the regen from them. Let's see Roger walk back to base, but as Miracle gets more levels, this lane should be a little bit more even in his favor. But My Control is definitely showing dominance in this top lane against Tide Hunter, doubling his CS, more than doubling his CS right now. You know, definitely causing a lot of damage to be done as well. And now GH going back into the bottom lane will be able to complete the pull this time around. And as Visage level is up, he did put a point in Gravekeeper, so not going for the aggressive build, realizing that at some point the turn potential from Virtus Pro is going to be too high, and now Roger will meet the pull with another pull here, and this time this is a stack camp, so this should deny the creeps, and if they get the denies as well, that will be a big experience swing. But they're going to go aggressively onto Roger, and they do not have the soul assumption. GH might be tanking a little bit too much damage here, but he does sit on still 4 tangos. GH rotating over, checking the runes, getting the net onto Roger, and both heroes gonna try to make it there, but Roger is faster. Meanwhile, Torrent onto Miracle. This is the advantage that Kunkka will have in this lane. As you didn't know, the Torrent does happen over multiple damage instances, and when he hits the TA with that, it will remove her refraction charges. And we're gonna have the Invis rune from Roger, looking for a potential kill here onto Miracle. He's sitting super low, but he does have a salve coming on the curve. No, he does not. He doesn't have regen. And so Miracle has to play so careful here. He wants to wait for the shrine, but Roger spotting him out. Don't think he's going to be able to catch Miracle out. Solo already moving back here, placing a ward behind the tower, ready to pick up the 5-minute bounties. While Roger rotate back into the bottom lane, already placing a ward here to block TA's camp. TA is just going to spend a little bit of time jungling while Beastmaster continuing to assert his dominance in his top lane. His mind control. Sitting at top CS in the game of Miracle. Isn't too far behind, of course. He just farmed a Mud Golem camp, so it's gonna swing things a little bit out of skew. Ramsey is also farming pretty well in the bottom lane, and Visage kind of poor animation, damage isn't that high either, and with the DOTA burning his mana like this, having the range advantage as well. The of Aquila, Ramsey is going to dominate the lane a little bit, especially with GH missing from the lane. Now Roger going to actually get caught out by the ensnare, but Tumbleman, no mana for Soul Assumption, will not be able to finish off the kill. Now GH actually blocking Ramsey's, but he's going to continue to run. He has the boots, pops the Mango for some extra mana to be utilized as a mana shield. Miracle gonna try to go onto solo here, going to get Glimpse back, but Kuroki giving him the clicks as he did manage to snag the haste here. He's gonna get caught with the torrent. Now he's actually gonna pursue. Kuroki going in, dodges the boat slightly, and actually will finish off solo. But Naga in the meantime went down bottom lane to Roger. Kuroki, that was a pretty big kill. And he's rich. He's a rich boy after that. The solo kill for him. Miracle, level 6 now, has the traps in the lane. Probably want to put a sentry mid to go deal with that. And top lane is going to be left as a 1v1, but you can see Mind Control is still dominating the lane. Pasha is still sitting on Mangoes. Mind Control setting in the wild axes. He's going to try for this dive, while bottom lane, we lose the Visage. Mind Control continuing, and looks like he will get the kill here top. Oh, crack the shot, loose pop, but that's a solo kill for Mind Control. Bottom lane, Visage ends up going down, and if you look at Visage's farm, he's definitely contested, but with the Beastmaster being this farm, I gotta imagine that Liquid have the potential to just create the space for Visage to come back, and it is the Visage and Kunkka. It's a very strong combination, having the ability for the inner beast aura to just buff up the familiars, ramp up their damage output even further. And Miracle getting caught out in the mid lane with the boat. The support rotations are there as well. The Glimpse back, they don't have enough lockdown to actually finish off Miracle. He pops the magic stick, and he's going to turn this, getting the kill onto no one. GH taking a couple of power shots. Solo will pop the Thunder Strike onto him, but he was able to purge it using the mirror image. Control continuing to pile on the aggression in this top lane. With the face, he's just able to, put in those casual pot shots onto Pasha. Now, the thing is, the roar isn't going to be too effective against the Tidehunter with Tracking Shell. He actually is maxing the ability, but you can see he's still taking a lot of damage from these wild axes. In the bottom lane, it feels like every time a Tumbleman is left alone down here, it's going to favor Ramses. That's why I really like that they put Ramses down here now. However, with Tumbleman hitting level 6, having access to familiars, now Ramses has to be a little bit more careful. The supports are also rotating down bottom with the Invis rune for GH. Miracle, he's just going to be able to farm the jungle when he doesn't feel safe mid. Solo moving top, they want to catch out Mind Control here. This would be a big kill, and with the TP coming in from Roger, Pasha baiting Mind Control in here, and this is going to be a big kill there, with Roger getting the last hit. Now bottom lane, Ramses knows what's up, and he knows that he's definitely going to be in trouble bottom, so he's just been playing passive, as he's realized that the Visage has hit level 6, and he knows that the support's probably on their way. And he easily could have got caught out by that Invis rune from the Naga, but Ramses playing it conservatively. He's gonna wait for the wave to push under his tower. And he also has the Warlock waiting in the trees to back him up. We use the dire scan here to see Mind Control TPing back in. Now Pasha is incredibly low. The roar is available for Mind Control, but we're gonna see the TP from the DOTA. She doesn't really want to be bottom anymore, as again there is definitely kill potential with the Visage. So instead, it's gonna TP top. See that the Tidehunter will get taken out here, but with the roar used, he's gonna feel safe farming the safe lane. But GH is gonna follow Ramses up to the top lane here, sending in some mirror images now. See if they can catch out Roger, but they will not. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, the X-Spark Torrent will not connect, and Miracle finds himself a function in there. But he was pretty much full anyway. Pasha is going to get put down in the bottom lane, but what? They actually managed to kill Mind Control with the glimpse back and immediate smoke coming out. They didn't catch it in time as they had the down jump, but they're underestimating the DOTA. And mid lane as well, immediate gank onto Miracle with the Static Storm. And he's going to fall as well. Back-to-back ganks on VP, hitting onto two crucial cores right now. As Matoman, he's the Visage. He's going to be a threat, but right now he's just still playing a little bit of catch-up. You see the net worth. He's the lowest net worth core in his team, and they managed to take off the Beastmaster and the TA like that. It's going to be a lot of time bought, I would say, for Virtus Pro. But the score is 6-6 right now, with only a slight net worth advantage for Liquid, under 1,000 gold. And Miracle, that death's gonna suck, but he's gonna go back, hit some jungle creeps, while it's gonna be Visage and Beastmaster gonna be the ones looking to pressure. Pasha able to just tank that initiation with the roar. As I was talking about, this is the reason why they picked the Tide Hunter. They're gonna turn this one around, glimpsing the Beastmaster back. He's gonna continue to run though. He's way too fast. They'll lose the Visage over here, and Virtus Pro will bring their full force down in the bottom lane to stop this push. And I'm surprised that Liquid will actually go for the push. They feel strong with the Beastmaster and Visage, but not strong enough to fight into the team fight of Virtus Pro, and they didn't even have to use the Static Storm there. They will glimpse back Mind Control again. They cannot run on the side of Liquid. As long as you're still in Vision, you're not going to be able to run against this Disruptor Kunkka. And they went for a rotation that didn't really accomplish anything, and not only that, they lost some kills. They did make Virtus Pro use to Ravage, which means that they can move up now and look to take the top tower, but even then the Static Storm is still available, and of course Kunkka boat is on a low cooldown, and they have the capabilities of fighting. And this also has bought time for Ramses, because if Liquid, like, their next move obviously is to go top, it doesn't really make sense to go back bottom and try that again. Right, the most natural play for them is to go top while TA farms these ancient camps, continues to ramp up until her first core item, probably the Desolator or Blink Dagger, of course. We'll see which item he decides to go for first. Now this is buying a lot of time for Ramses. He's just going to be able to casually pressure this bottom lane and put Liquid on a timer. So if this top push doesn't work out, they'll want to go back bottom. And what happens if they go bottom? What happens if they TP bottom, most importantly? Medusa TPs here, farms all of this, and that's another 3 or 4 waves, and a lot of jungle camps to farm that Ramses is going to have uncontested. But no one. Then they get caught out in the mid lane. They're going to slow them down. He's going to be so slow here with the upheaval. Mind Control is going to hit the roar now, and top lane at the same time did get taken out by the Visage, and this is actually going to force Ramses to TP in mid. So this was actually a really good move, but Ramses, sure enough, will be enough to secure the kill there onto Miracle, and GH almost fallen as well, but he has the magic stick. Now Roger potentially in trouble. The Visage Burst coming in, and that's going to cancel his CP, the double stomp, and Pummel Man getting the unstoppable streak, getting a big gold influx there. And I would say that is the best series of events that could happen for Team Liquid. They lose Miracle there. Ramses gets a big kill onto Miracle as well, but forced him to go mid, which he doesn't necessarily want to. Again, he wanted to pressure the bottom wave for a little bit more, because of no one getting caught out there. I really like that move. Instead of just rotating all the heroes top, they had a hero go top, 2 heroes go top, a couple heroes go mid, and then they kind of just look for the kill, either on a hero top or mid, forcing Ramses' hand. And I mean, he went back and farmed the Ancients here, so it's not like he's affected too much, and it's not the ideal move that you wanted to make. Here, Miracle is pushing aggressively in the bottom lane. His team isn't here to connect in time. He's gonna get hit with the Torrent as well. Both was not even needed. However, the song coming out way too late. They're still going to lose Miracle. And this is not what you want to see from a TA. Now, GH, nice try on running, but he's going to get glimpsed back as well. And now Ramsey's just getting another double kill. When you see a DOTA, you think, okay, she's just going to AFK farm, but because of Liquid committing for these fights, I mean, Medusa, her damage output is no joke. She has a 20 damage talent at level 10. She's hitting relatively hard. The missing snakes are super annoying to deal with. And, you know, for a hero that really has no way of actually setting up kills for herself, because of how good her team is at setting up kills, you know, Ramsey's 5-1. It isn't too commonly seen this for Medusa, unless, you know, she's absolutely free farming, but that's the strength of Medusa. Your Liquid's draft wants to constantly put pressure, constantly look for these fights, you know, tower pushes, and DOTA is a hero that is just difficult to fight into. You know, if you have an annoying, ratting lineup, which I think Liquid could have gone for, but instead they're opting to, you know, fight Virtus.pro head-to-head, and in that sense, Virtus.pro is going to have the advantage there, but now no one walks up into the Beastmaster again. Eats a roar. He's going to go down in the top lane, but this is going to buy time for Virtus.pro to just walk down and hit mid tower, but no, they're actually going to have Ramsey's TP top. Looking for a fight here. They know they have Ravage up, but their Kunkka dead is still dead for another 15 seconds. And Kuroki has the chaotic offering as well. Oh, dropping the base there onto Solo. If they can take him out before the stack from, that would be huge, but he actually drops it there, kind of in a panic. But gonna buy him enough time, and they glimpse GH back, and that's a pretty sick Ravage hitting onto 2. Ramsey's dishing out the damage, he's not taking any, and they're gonna glimpse the Visage back as well. Virtus.pro reading it well, realizing they could fight that even with the Kunkka down. Didn't need to buy back. They just waited for him to respawn, came back in there, got the X mark, and again, there's no running for Team Liquid. And I think that's why they're prone to avoid split pushing. They realize, oh, they gotta group up. If they split push, you know, DOTA, that's what she likes. You know, see heroes split push, you know, split up across the map. She's gonna realize that she's in no kill threat, and that's gonna allow Ramses to just ramp up his farm. And it's also going to open up pickoff opportunities with the Skywrath and Kunkka, and of course the Disruptor as well. But because they're grouping up like this, Virtus.pro, you know, they're at the advantage when Liquid are fighting on their side of the map. They have control over how they want to approach these fights, and you know, knock it up to Virtus.pro to be able to set up these fights in this defensive position and take them. And that's going to be more kills for Ramses. And I mean, at this point, Liquid has to be worried, right? Miracle has a very late Desolator. He's already 3,000 gold behind this DOTA, as Ramses is sitting firmly at the top of the net worth charts at a nearly 10k net worth at 17 minutes. I mean, look at his GPM. It's insanely high at this point in the game, and it's only going to continue to ramp up. So the Deso is complete for Miracle now. But now you notice that Liquid is just playing as a 5-man group. They're realizing that they have to group up. They did mention split push was a possibility, and it could have worked out better for them, but they feel like they need to approach these 5-man rotations before DOTA gets too online, because again, split pushing gives the opportunity to get pickoffs, and they actually get the initiation here onto Ramses. The Ravage is still on cooldown. Ramses, though, has the magic wand. He's silenced because he popped the Mask of Madness, and he will go down. He did not silence himself there. He potentially could have magic wanded and ulted, but now they're going to catch another hero onto Skywrath Mage, and in the back here, no one, and Solo will be able to finish off mind control, but now they're locked in the Song of the Siren. Visage Familiar stun will not connect, it will not matter. They're going to net no one in place, and that's going to be 4 kills, and that is quite a successful smoke for Team Liquid. However, that was a smoke, all of their waves pushed in, and they're not going to be able to take any objective of that, except for Roshan, but I think, do they Roche fast enough? They do have Visage, TA, and Beastmaster, where Beastmaster is dead. And I think Virtus.pro can contest this. They have to know. Like, there's no tower. The bottom lane is being pushed. They don't all the lanes, all the towers are getting pushed in. The only place that Liquid can beat is Roshan, but they're doing it way too quickly with the Desolator. But Ramsey, can they get out? That's a big thing. There's no blink on Miracle. Ramsey's walked right into the pit. They know they have Ravage. However, they connect with the Warlock Golem. The Ravage will come out though. Kinetic Field locking Miracle into the pit. Ramsey's again gets roared. Doesn't have the mana for this Sonic Stone Gaze. And Mind Control. Tossing the Actus, and all of a sudden, with one successful smoke,
Dyer's mid tower.
they get Roshan. Miracle almost has a Blink Dagger, and these supports on the side of Virtus Pro are very susceptible to the TA. They can get easily 2-shot, 3-shot by Miracle when he gets his Blink Dagger. Fine with the minus armor from the rest of the team as well with the medallion. Double medallion actually for Mind Control and like Couple Man. And with those two pickoffs, they're gonna push it in mid. All of a sudden, Liquid has turned this game around. DOTA still at the top net worth, and I gotta say it has to be a slight misplay from Ramses. Not popping the Stone Gaze earlier and then getting too much of his mana burned before he can get it off. And if he got the Stone Gaze off, they had the potential to turn that, as Miracle wouldn't have been able to focus him down like that. But now the Blink Dagger is complete for Miracle. They have a pipe from a Tumble Man, and that's going to mitigate the magic damage on the side of Virtus Pro. But when you look at Roger, he does have the Rada Atos complete, and of course it's not the end of the world, but oh no, it is going so as I was talking about, assassinating the support on the side of VP. And now they're going to continue to push aggressively here. However, Miracle going to get a lot of his mana burned. And they're drawing lines down the bottom lane. I think they just want to secure this tier 1 and tier 2 bottom. They're pretty much free. I do not think that VP can contest at this point. They gotta play a lot more reserve now. They know that, a couple more bad fights and they could potentially losing racks, which is not the end of the day if you have a DOTA, but it's gonna put them at a huge disadvantage, and they do not want that to happen in this game 5. So we're gonna have top tower being taken out by Team Liquid. Again, I don't think that VP have the capabilities of defending, but they realize that Liquid probably won't stop here after the tier 2, and they're setting up to defend high ground, or actually, the tower is already dead, so yeah, they are setting up to defend high ground here. Ramsey's getting in position.
Top tower's gone.
Well, no one is going to just be splitting, and he is just going to go for a halberd on the Kunkka. That is to deal with the Templar Assassin. It's a Miracle. He's going to rush a BKB, however. Mind Control showing up in the bottom lane here. Warlock going to follow him up in case he gets gone on by the Kunkka. See, the Kunkka was lurking down here, and they haven't had eyes on Virtus Pro, at least their support combo. You see Medusa top, so they know that Beastmaster's relatively safe down here. There's, having some precaution. Is even with just the Sky down here, Beast might be able to die. GH scouting out with these illusions, using them to good effect, providing vision for his team, actually blocking camps here. Kind of just get some eyes. I would say GH, his Naga has been on point in this game. His songs, for the most part, have set up crucial pickoffs for Team Liquid, and now Miracle looks for it, looking to finish off this tier 1 tower bottom, but Virtus Pro. This tower is relatively easy to defend. The area where the fight will take place slightly in VP's favor, as it's quite narrow, and it's hard to dive in here, especially when VP have this ward set up. Having Ramses just holding down the creep wave here, sending the Mystic Snakes out, and I'm not so sure if Liquid want to commit to this tier 2. This tier 2 doesn't give them too much, and again, it's not easy to take. It's going to be a difficult fight, and they'll agree and they'll just back off. It's not necessarily worth it taking this tier 2 and fighting into Virtus Pro when they're all set up and ready to go. Because you're going to have Miracle TP into the top lane, and you can see the warding from Team Liquid spread across the map here. So they're going to have eyes into VP's jungle. And this DOTA is still ramped up in farm. It's still higher net worth than TA, but Miracle has caught up substantially after that 5-man smoke onto the perfect pickoff there onto Ramses. Happened right here. Roshan going to, or the Aegis going to expire, and already did actually. If they get the roar onto Solo, that's just going to be an easy kill there for mind control. So they no longer have the Aegis here. They're going to take control of VP's jungle. But again, they got to keep in mind they're playing against a DOTA draft, so there's a timer. So they're going to feel like they need to smoke right away without Solo. Maybe they can look to take a 5v4 fight. They also see the Tide Hunter situation in the bottom lane, but without the roar, they don't have initiation, and they do not want to just use their other stuff, which is their Warlock Rock, just on a DOTA. They're going to have the X mark used onto Ramses just so he can get pulled back in case he gets jumped. And they're going to have Solo rotate down here bottom, actually TPing down. I think he wants to place a ward down here, it looks like. Or he's going to de-ward first. He is sitting on 3 wards, but VP haven't had much success on the map, as they kind of just been pushed back. The only hero that has been getting okay farm is the DOTA, and Kunkka is able to hit some creeps here and there, as well as the Tide Hunter, but DOTA is primarily soaking up most of the farm, and as she should, as she is the hard carry. But Solo holding on to a lot of wards, but he's unable to place them. He doesn't want to just place some mediocre defensive wards that are going to get de-warded. They just see like Liquid are already just placing all these sentries to make sure that when they do invade VP's jungle, they do not get spotted. And Matoma Man will be going for a AC, and combined with the Desolator, as well as the medallions and solar crests potentially coming out from the Beastmaster or Matoma Man himself. They're going to have an insane amount of minus armor. And there's also a DD being picked up here right in line with Miracle's BKB timing. And this is the perfect fight, potentially, for Liquid if they can catch VP off guard. And I don't know if VP see this coming. I'm going to try to wrap around here, placing a ward next to this shrine. VP, this might be the backstab of the Sentry. DOTA, she's in trouble, gonna get initiated on, but this time she will get the Stone Gaze off, and Pasha with the counter initiation, Ravage onto 2 before Miracle get his BKB off. He's already taken a lot of damage, and the BKB duration has already gone halfway through. However, they will add the roar there, the burst to take out the DOTA, and Miracle goes in, takes that Disruptor as well, and Kuroki with a nice golem drop there, stuns and stops the follow-up on that Ravage, which was crucial. Otherwise, imagine they Ravage into both there. They burst TA from full to 0 before she can get her BKB off. That fight's entirely different, but now they're able to take 3 kills, and now they push into this tier 2 tower with that DD, 10-second BKB on Miracle. They're gonna be able to take this tier 2 tower and go high ground. They do have the buyback on the DOTA, but she does not want to commit it at this point. And of course, Tide Hunter is gonna respawn without Ravage. We'll get a nice torrent here onto Miracle, burning his refashion. They'll have another one up, and they can push so incredibly quickly with the Beastmaster aura. They will force the buyback onto Ramsey. He's coming back without the Stone Gaze. No one pops the boat down, and I think they can get away with getting the tier 3 and backing. When Miracle gets glimpsed, he just pops the BKB. He goes in onto Solo, and the Solo Assumption will remove him from this fight. And now GH with the dead onto no one. He's falling low. Now their racks are exposed, and Miracle is just going for it, but GH will lose his life there to Ramses. Miracle blinking back. They want to go on the retreat here, and no, Atos gonna stop Roki, but they're gonna just share the brunt of that Mystic Flare, and now, oh no, DOTA's getting caught out with the Mask of Madness, but she does get the Stone Gaze off, and this could potentially be a turn, turns the Visage to stone. The Halberd is on the TA. She's also stunned as well. They get the kill there on to Mind Control, but now the DOTA is locked down in place because of the stuns from the familiars. They do lose the familiars. A miracle is in, but he does get halberded up now. No one, however, coming in clutch, and they will get the kill there. But the soul assumption multi-shot from the Tumble Man. They're buying back. They want to secure this rack. The fatal bonds actually killing Solo, but he's gonna buy back from no one as well. Gonna send Kuroki back. Buyback from Beastmaster. What is going on? Tidehunter is back in the fray as well. They want to desperately defend their barracks, and what is that? That is 4 buybacks on the side of Virtus Pro, 2 buybacks on the side of Liquid, but they hold their high ground at the end of the day. However, the gold swing definitely, oh, you don't see it there, as a little bit awkward, you know, happening at the end of the fight there with the buybacks and still get some major kills in that fight. And they'll go into Roshan, secure this Aegis and Cheese on the side of Team Liquid. I gotta imagine some heroes still gained more gold than they lost in that fight because of the big kills there on to Virtus or Liquid. At the same time, you know, they spent a lot of gold there on buyback, but at the same time as well, without buyback, there's one more fight and the game could be over. So they have one shot of defending this next push coming out from Liquid, because no one has buyback. And I don't mean no one. No one on the side of VP has buyback. You can see it right here. Actually, no one in the game has buyback, which is huge. Which also means that if Liquid push and fail, they die. Actually, there's a chance that Medusa just runs down the lane if she survives and just takes a barracks of her own. Because these heroes are going to be dead for quite a while. They're quite high level. Especially the Miracle, level 21. So their death timers gonna be quite lengthy, as looks like Liquid probably just gonna secure the shrines. But this is going to be a difficult push to defend. It is AC complete now for Tumble Man, and see how much damage he's able to do in these fights. They have the Alpha Wolf as well here as a Helmet of Dom create for Tumble Man, and they're going to be doing so much damage on the side of Virtus Pro, and I think their best bet here is to just come in with a Ravage, a surprise Ravage, and then just follow it up. They need to just fully combo Liquid. If Liquid are able to cast their abilities, especially this Aghanim Song of the Siren on GH, it's just going to allow them to reset the fight, heal everyone up. It's going to be too much for Virtus Pro to handle. They will lose their catapult, or lose their racks of the catapults here. It's buffed up catapults with all these aura items on the side of Liquid. Gonna just wreck the range there, but it's just a range at the end of the day. Pasha actually smoked up here. They were looking for a surprise initiation on Liquid, but they just couldn't find one. They need to catch GH. If they don't catch GH, it's gonna be a major problem for them. And now they're gonna have familiars push in mid. You know, actually, they get the X-Mark back here out from the Cone Man. They're gonna take a little bit of damage here from Ramses, who's just getting solar pressed. He's the frontliner for Team Liquid, acting as his "you shall not pass" hero, but I don't know if Liquid is that afraid of Medusa right here. Keep in mind, they have also multiple force staffs on the side of Team Liquid, so they could easily kite away. So that's why I feel like they need to get the full combo of the Ravage into Static Storm, which they couldn't find in the bottom lane. They got the Ravage off, and it was a sick Ravage, but Kuroki wasn't caught out, and he interrupted their combo with the Chaotic Offering drop onto the Kunkka as well as the Disruptor, and that fight bottom could have gone entirely differently if Kuroki didn't ultimate like that. Oh, I get the X-Mark onto GH. It's pretty sick. I'm gonna catch him out. Taking him down pretty low. They drop him down with the Atos, clips him back as well. They know how important GH is. They're gonna X-Mark him as well. This is setting up potentially a good fight for Virtus Pro. Setting him in the air again with the Torrent. GH though gets the medallion put onto him. He's gonna get healed up by Kuroki as well. And I feel like there's a potential to go there, but Virtus Pro, they don't want to rush the fight. Again, they're playing against an Aegis and a Cheese, and they don't want to rush the fight. But I feel like if they let this keep happening, this is just going to
Dire
slowly chip
structures
away at their
looking
base. They're
fortified.
forced to fortify now. And now they're still forced to fight. Otherwise, they're going to move away their bottom racks. But now they get both. Static Storm hits out the Matoma, and he has the cheese. However, this is not the fight they wanted. Deuce has already taken so much damage. She has no more Stone Gaze, and this might be GG. Deuce is in an awful position. Now they will get the Ravage out. Ramses manages to force staff to the left, but Miracle pursues him. But actually, Ramses does not get away there. The Ravage was good, but I think they're just straight though. Now the Roar is used, and GG is called. Virtus Pro know that that is all, and I feel like they should have taken the opportunity to go on to GH there, because as you saw there, if they don't kill GH, he's just gonna ultimate, heal everyone up, and Liquid, with a dominant performance in game number 5, take the major, the super major, versus Virtus Pro in the grand finals. Virtus Pro had a good run at the tournament, being knocked down into the lower bracket by LGD and then getting revenge on them in that same lower bracket that Liquid sent LGD into. And after a full 5-game series that was back and forth, Liquid with a dominating performance in this game number 5. It started out Virtus Pro favored there, but just one mistake coming out from Ramses, getting caught out in his jungle. Kind of, I wouldn't say it was a Hail Mary smoke at that point, because Team Liquid still could have won. They had more opportunities to smoke and get a pick off into Roshan, but that smoke, that 5-man YOLO smoke, it wasn't a Hail Mary smoke, but it was a YOLO smoke. I mean, it couldn't have been hoping for a kill there on anyone else other than Ramses. They're like, okay, what if we just kill Ramses here and we get Roshan? Because all the waves were pushed in. They're literally just looking for the most important hero they could pick off. So it's either Ramses or no one there. Like, what if they just run into the tide there and things go south? But they get Ramses, and they knew that he would be farming somewhere in his jungle. They run right in there, and Ramses is like, why would they smoke? All the lanes are pushed out. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, but it made sense to Liquid, because they knew that if they can get that crucial pick off, that into Roshan they go, and with that Rosh they gain complete map control with their lineup, and at some point their lineup is just going to ramp up too fast before the DOTA gets fully online. And it really just went down to that one last fight bottom where they were able to get the combo breaker, because otherwise that would have sick Ravage from Pasha hitting onto Miracle before he got his BKB off. Keep in mind, he didn't have the Aegis there. He had his Aegis expired. Doesn't matter though, because they still take that fight, and that was what cemented their win, I believe, because after that it was followed up with an insane bottom racks engagement where every buyback was used on the side of Virtus Pro. Liquid also used 2 buybacks, but that was just to secure the last Roshan. They got that Aegis, they got that cheese, and that really secured them the game, because their team just did way too much damage before Virtus Pro could kill them. Now, Medusa is only going to be able to do so much when she ends up dying multiple times in a row. And that's going to be the end of the Super Major, the last major before TI. But I'll still be here casting some Dota 2 for you guys. Thanks everyone for watching. I don't manage to cast the full grand finals, so I had to sleep. I was way too tired. I didn't want to die, but I will be casting qualifiers coming up. And there's some exciting qualifiers. We have, NA qualifiers with a bunch of teams ready to play. EG, most importantly, we get to see Sumail, the king, back to mid. But also, we have Kyle and Fear, as well as Tomato, playing the South American qualifiers. So all you South American fans, stay tuned for me casting some South American Dota, because I'm definitely going to be following their run, not only through the open qualifiers, but just in general through the regionals when they make it there, if they make it there. But I'm assuming they will, because there's going to be so many open qualifier spots for South America. So it's going to be Fear versus Brazil and Peru. Throw in some Ecuadorians and Chileans, Argentinians, South American Dota. Fear Dota. When would you see that combination? But people are talking about it for a long time. Why don't NA teams just move to SA? Isn't that easy wins? We'll find out if it's easy wins. But of course, they're also going to be represented by 3 South American players as well. Tomato being the most known, but they got Greedy and a support player as well. I forgot his exact name. Sorry for that guy. So stay tuned for that. I will be casting all that, and that's actually going to be in my time zone. So I'll be able to cast that without having to stay up all night, and I won't miss any games. I'll be sure of that. So I'll see you all. Make sure you subscribe if you guys want to be notified of all of that, and also make great content on this channel, or at least the best content I could make. And I might be streaming my games as well. People have suggested that I should play. I'm ranked 20 now. I could get some pretty high level games that might be entertaining for you guys to watch. So rip my rank though. I want to get rank 10. But freaking Immortals shows up and they calibrate rank 12, rank 13, rank 14, rank 15, and they just take my spot. Or I think some of them are in the top 10 as well. I know Ryoya isn't, but I think Velo might be. I don't know. But high level games coming up. If you guys want to see that, let me know. But I am only a support player, so you're only ever gonna see support in these high level games. Unfortunately, like that's all I play, you know. But you'll see some pretty sick games if I do decide to stream my pubs. I feel like it's a good idea at this point, especially coming into TI. If I'm taking the MMR, and there's gonna be some hype games coming into TI. So stay tuned on this channel. It's the Art of Dota with your caster Hachi, signing out. Thanks everyone. Congratulations to Liquid securing a big win right before TI. And who knows, what if Liquid 2 in a row, 2 TIs in a row, can they do it? This VP looks strong, but they didn't look invincible there, and Liquid showed that they're back in form. They're back in shape. Now, it wasn't the cleanest games for them, but they had a strategy, they executed it to the Team Liquid standard. So, peace out everyone, and qualifiers again coming up soon. Make sure you subscribe, follow if you're on Twitch or whatever. Peace out. I'm gonna go eat breakfast, and later everyone.